It's the Michigan Football Postgame Show. Michigan beats USC 27-24. I feel like I've lost 10 pounds of just jumping around and anxiety. Michigan cannot throw the ball for anything, for the life of them. And I'm not sure if this team has a winning pedigree going forward, what's going to happen from here. Alex Orji certainly struggles, but man, what a game. It was really a tale of two halves. The haters are out there, all week. They're saying Michigan's going to lose. Michigan can't do anything on offense. Michigan can't do this. Michigan can't do that. And as I tweeted out right after the game, shout out to the haters, right? The haters were correct. Michigan couldn't throw the ball for anything. Nice pass to Marlon Klein there at the end, right before the long run from Kalel Mullings. The haters are right about Michigan's passing game. What they were wrong about was Kalel Mullings. Just an all-time game. Put the team on his back. I'm going to pull up his stats really quick so we can give him his proper attribution. Kalel Mullings, 17 carries, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns, 74 yards and a touchdown from the Donovan Edwards. Alex Orji, 43 yards as well. Guys, Michigan had 9 yards in the second half up until that final drive. That's just kind of low-key insane. And Alex Orji, 7 of 12 on the day, 32 yards passing, right? So this is a team, I just want to kind of recap some of the notes I was taking down when it seemed like Michigan was going to potentially lose this game. I said, look, no Will Johnson in the fourth. I'm going to update you guys on his stats here in a second. No Colston Loveland, right? The only returning starter this team had on offense, the only returning starter, Colston Loveland, did not play in the game. So Michigan goes in USC. Number 11 USC comes into the big house. Michigan has 0 returning starters from how about the last time they played in LA? The second to last game last year against Alabama with a national title game. 0 returning starters from last year's national championship team on offense. And they got the job done 27-24. Ran for 199 in the first half. And then after that, there was nothing, right? USC had figured this Michigan team out. But let me continue. So no Will Johnson in the fourth quarter. No Colston Loveland all game. Kenneth Grant, right? Fumbles after the fumble recovery, but his own fumble recovery, right? USC fumbles the ball on the pass. Miller Moss gets hit. Kenneth Grant picks it up, and he's just trying to fat boy it, rumbling down. He gets the ball taken away from him, right? And then Donovan Edwards on USC's last scoring job, right? Michigan up 20-17. Donovan Edwards fumbles inside Michigan's own 20, right? I think it was at the 18-yard line. And USC's already in red zone to go in for the go-ahead score. So you've got 5 guys you can consider stars on this team, right? Will Johnson not in the fourth quarter. No Colston Loveland. Kenneth Grant makes the big errors and gives up the fumble. Donovan Edwards with the huge error late in the game gives up the fumble inside his own 20. And Mason Graham was the 5th one. He had a pretty good game, right? He had a sack. He had this. He had that. But we didn't need any of the play from those guys, right? The only play, obviously, Will Johnson, need the play, the pick 6 early on. But down the stretch of this game, it was Kalel Mullings, who is clearly the superstar of this team. 3rd and 1, USC 17-yard line, rumbling 63 yards inside of the USC 20. Michigan powers it in a few plays later. And I'll tell you what, the one thing that, as I'm just rambling, there's no script here, there's no thoughts. And before I continue to ramble, go down in the comments. Just let me know what you think of this game. Let me know what you think of this team going forward. Because I'm excited. I thought it was one of the best college football games, honestly, of all time. It was, it's maybe not as good as the Rose Bowl with the elite level of play we saw at certain times in the Rose Bowl, but it was so back and forth. Michigan up 14-3 early, down late, had nothing going on offense, and gets a miracle run and then punches it in on 4th and goal from the 2 to get the win. So go down and comment. Let me know what you think of this win. Let me know what you think of this team. If you got nothing better to say or nothing else to say, just give me a go blue down in the comments. So you've got no Will Johnson in the fourth quarter. Now, producer Jack, who's at home, just sent me a text a few moments ago, and Will Johnson tells Jason Avant, former Michigan wide receiver, of course, who does some sideline stuff for Michigan in the postgame show. Will Johnson told Jason Avant on the radio broadcast immediately after the game that he's doing well physically. They said on the CBS broadcast that Johnson went into what would be the X-ray room up the Michigan tunnel, and that his parents came out of the stands to follow him up there. That sounded like a bad sign. Not going to lie whatsoever. But hopefully he's okay, right? No Colston Loveland. I'm not sure how big of a surprise that was. Sharon said he thought he was feeling good, but they announced him that he was not playing. so many things to talk about in this game. I mean, let me just kind of go through my notes here. I mean, early on, Josiah Stewart got a sack early. He was an absolute menace all game long. Great third down defense in the first quarter. And really what set the tone for the first half of this game was Michigan going for it and getting 2 fourth down conversions early on in the game in the fourth quarter. Second quarter, just some notes. You had the Don 41-yard touchdown run. Derek Moore with a batted down ball with USC in their own end zone, right, trying to get out of there after a deep punt by Michigan. Let's see. One play, second quarter, the USC out of their own end zone, a swing pass to running back for first down. That was kind of a head scratcher. And then again, the 24-yard pass, 24-yard thrown under 30 seconds. It was kind of a weird one in the second quarter to get down and get that field goal. Right before the half for USC. 14-3, Michigan went into half. And it was a tough possession by the defense coming out of half in the third quarter, right? And USC really started to turn it on offensively in the third quarter. They were picking Michigan's defense apart. The TD pass came on 3rd and 5 from the 9-yard line. And the wide receiver for USC, it was just absolutely wide open. He kind of was on the right side, cut up, just turned around, waved his hands, boom, got a touchdown. Stream of conscious thoughts here. The linebackers, right? This is a great game for Wink Martindale. I think it was a game that I think brings back some of our hopes and dreams that this is the same Michigan defense in the past 3 years, the Mike McDonald, the Jesse Minter defense. But for the most part, this was a great game from Wink Martindale. The one area of the defense that was a little suspect was the linebacker play, right? I saw Ernest Hausman whiff on a few plays. I saw Barham, I keep throwing an N in there randomly, missed quite a few tackles, especially on that long 65-yard run from USC in the third quarter that got them down and scored one of their touchdowns. Actually got them down inside the 20, and then there was the fumble. Kenneth Grant fumbled back, and that was a come on bro moment for me. That could have been the turning point in the game. As it got in the fourth quarter, it really became evident how bad Alex Orji is at throwing a football and how Michigan has absolutely no trust in him. So I don't know where this team goes from here offensively, but this is a game you had to win to keep this season alive. And it was a tale of two halves. I lost a few years of probably, the end of my life, just the amount of heart palpitations that this team gave me today. But they got out there with a win. I don't know how it happened because it seemed like the game was all Michigan's early on, right? It had been like 50, what was the exact stat they gave? It was 50-some straight games where Michigan had a 10-point lead at half that they won the game. You got to go back to, I think, 2013 Iowa. So they had 11-point lead at the half, and things started to fall apart in the second half, right? You get the Will Johnson pick six, you miss the extra point. And then you start letting USC convert on third downs where they hadn't been really doing that all game, especially in the red zone, especially for touchdowns. Turn that light back on, Press, please. I got Preston Yoder in the house. Turn the lights on, turn the lights off. But look, as we get down the stretch, I don't know what else to say here. I'm sweating, right? I'm sweating under my shirt. I got sweat here. I'm sweating in my forehead. Just film this from home because it was one of the most exciting games, and frankly, everything that happened down the stretch, it reminded me a lot of the Alabama game, right? Michigan looked like they were doing everything right, just couldn't get, that big enough lead, and then did nothing for the third quarter, right? Think back to the Alabama game, right? Michigan was doing everything right in the first half, and then things started to slip away from them towards halftime, and then Michigan could do nothing in the third quarter and needed a miracle drive, right? In the Rose Bowl was to take the game to overtime. This one was to win the game. Just think about the plays on that play against Alabama, right? The Blake Corum fourth down swing pass, J.J. McCarthy, the tip pass to Roman Wilson, and the touchdown there. This one, it was really Kalel Mullings rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, breaking off tackles, 60 yards, etc. And then Michigan with just enough, right? Went for it on 4th and 2. Obviously, they had to go for it, but 4th and 2, get the ball in the end zone. The one play call that was so surprising, just so strange, so weird, was you've got the ball 2nd and goal from what? Let's call it the 3.5. And instead of doing what just literally been working that entire, down the drive to get you in that position, what do? They try and roll out the ball and have Alex Orji throw it out there to who was a tight end. And I was like, what are they doing? Instead of having 3 runs to get 3 yards, Now they've got 2 runs to get that time. And it just felt like that was going to be a play that you're going to look back and be like, what a dumb play by Cicero Moore, dumb play call by Kirk Campbell. But alas, it was not. I don't know if that's all I probably got to say, right? This is a quick reaction. Toss the light on, toss the camera on, toss the headset. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. It's the Michigan Football Report by Chat Sports. Guest appearance, Preston Yoder, come over here, and his dog, Axel. Preston, come on over quick. Come on. Say hi.
This is Axel.
Axel.
I'm Preston. This is Axel.
Say hi. Say go blue.
Hi. Go blue.
Go blue.
This is Michigan eyes on.
Yeah, Michigan eyes. Blue eyes. All right. Big game. Preston watching with me. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow morning. Michigan Football Overreaction Sunday. Subscribe to the channel. Get down the comment. And you know what? Like the video because Michigan won this damn ball game. Go blue. Super excited.